is Charlie and Lola. Help! I really mean it. I have this little sister Lola. She is small and very funny. Today we are looking after Casper, Granny and Grandpa's cat. Lola really loves Casper. Lola says, "Look, Charlie, Casper's playing a game with us." So I say, "Casper's a cat. He might not like all of your games. He definitely likes this one," says Lola. Then Lola says, "Lola, did you know that Casper is an actual tiger?" "Ooh, Lola, what are those noises?" asked Lola. Lola says, "I don't know, but it's all right because we are with Casper." "Oh, where's Casper gone?" And Lola says, yes, where's Casper gone?" Then Lola and Lola shout, "Help!" Me and Marv run in and ask, "Are you all right?" Then Lola says, "Yes, Charlie, Casper is going to rescue me and Lola from some tigers." So I say, "Lola, you must only call for help if you really mean it." And Lola says, "Sorry, Charlie, we only said help by accident." Lola says, "It was very funny when we said help and Charlie and Marv came running in." Then Lola asks, Do you think if we say help now, they'll come in again?" "Help! Help! Help! Help!" "What's the matter?" me and Marv ask. Lola says, "Nothing, Charlie." And so I say, "Oh, I get it. Very funny." "We won't do it again," says Lola. So I ask, "Do you promise?" And Lola says, "We absolutely do promise." Look at the cat Casper. He's looking at his food and he's not eating. Later, Lola says, "Look, Casper likes dressing up." "Do you think cats like wearing hats?" "Oh, I know they do," says Lola. And they like going for carriage rides too. "Come on, Casper, it's time for a ride." Do you think Casper looks good in the hat? And also, do you think Casper likes carriage rides because he looks very upset about it? "Casper, where are you? Are you here, Casper? Casper, where are you? Casper! Casper!" "Oh no! Help, Charlie! Help!" And I ask, "What is it this time, Lola?" Lola says, "Casper is stuck right up in the sky, and he's crying, and his hat's gone all wonky." So I say, "Sorry, Lola, it's not gonna work this time." And Lola says, "But Charlie, we really, really need your help." Charlie and Marv don't believe me, so we've got to get Casper down by ourselves. "Please come down, Casper." And Lola says, "Please." Then Casper climbs higher up the tree, and Lola shouts, "No! Charlie, help!" Me and Marv run over, and Lola says, "See, I did really need your help." And I say, but I didn't believe you because you kept shouting help when you didn't mean it. Lola and Lola say, sorry, Charlie. Sorry, Marv. Then I say, look, Casper has jumped onto Marv's balcony. Then Marv says, Charlie, why is that cat wearing a hat? So I say, cats don't like hats, Lola. And Marv says, I would run away too if I had to wear a hat like that. The end. What is your favorite part of the story? My favorite part of the story is where they got the cat down from the balcony, and then Marv says that he will run away too if he had to wear a hat like that. This book is Charlie and Lola. I can't stop hiccuping. I have this little sister, Lola. She is small and very funny. Lola is practicing the words to her song. She is singing it with Lola tonight at the school concert. Lola and Lola sing, the spring is here, the cold has fled, the flowers bloom and raise their heads. Spring is here, spring is here, spring is here at last. Then Lola and Lola giggle and giggle until Lola has hiccups. In art class, Lola paints a bird with a big tail and a teeny tiny beak. Hic! When Lola hiccups, her brush flies across the painting. Arnold says, now it looks like an airplane. Lola says, but I didn't want to, paint an airplane. At recess, Lola says, my hiccups won't, go away. So I say, I have an idea. Look at my finger very, very closely. Then Marv jumps out of nowhere. Boo! Lola screams, ah! Why did you do that? Marv says, to scare away your hiccups. Then Lola says, they're completely gone. In class, Lola says, the concert's gonna be all right now that my hiccups have gone away. Lola says, oh yes. Do you like my tower? Lola leans in for a closer look. Lola knocks Lola's tower over. Lola says, sorry, Lola. At lunch, everyone tells Lola different ways to get rid of her hiccups. She pats her head and rubs her tummy. She drinks from the wrong side of her cup. He says, ah, for as long as she can. Then Lola tries lying on her back and wiggling her legs in the air. Lola asks, is it working? Lola says, yes, they're gone. But later during our snack, Lola's hiccups come back. Oh, says Lola, at first they were funny, but I don't want to have them anymore. I say, sometimes things can be fun at first, but then you get a bit fed up, like strawberries. First one's always super delicious. And Lola says, if you eat too many of them, they're not fun, just like my hiccups. So I say, what hiccups? And Lola says, they're gone again. Lola and Lola are at backstage before the school concert. Lola says, I haven't hiccuped for nearly 1 whole hour. Lola says, should we have one last little practice? Lola and Lola sing their song, and they giggle and giggle, then hick. Lola says, oh no, hick, we'd better get Charlie. Lola says, Lola made me hick, laugh, and I got the hiccups again. How can I sing with the hiccups? So I say, try making me laugh, then I can catch your hiccups. Then you won't have them. Lola wiggles and makes silly faces. Lola blows a raspberry. I say, hee hee hee, hick. On stage, Lola and Lola sing their song. The spring is here, the cold has fled. The flowers bloom and raise their heads. Spring is here, spring is here, spring is here at last. Lola sings the song without even one little hiccup. Everyone claps, especially me and Marv. Marv asks, how did you do it? I say, I pretended Lola has given her hiccups to me. We all laugh, and all of a sudden hick. Marv says, very funny, Charlie. I say, hick, now I really have the hiccups. The end. What is your favorite part of the story? My favorite part of the story is where Charlie thought that he gave his hiccups to Lola, and then when they all started laughing, he got hiccups. I Am Too Absolutely Small for School, featuring Charlie and Lola. I have this little sister Lola. She is small and very funny. Mom and Dad say she is nearly almost big enough to go to school. Lola's not so sure. Lola says, I am absolutely not big. I'm still really quite small. She says, I probably don't have the time to go to school. I'm too extremely busy doing important things at home. I say, at school you'll learn numbers and how to count up to 100. Lola says, I don't need to learn up to 100. I already know up to 10, and that's plenty. I have 10 fingers, and I also have 10 toes. And I never eat more than 10 cookies at one time. 10 is enough. But Lola, I say, what if 11 eager elephants all wanted a treat? How would you count up how many treats that would be? Well, says Lola, I'm not quite sure. And I say, what about learning your letters, Lola? If you know how to write, you can send cards to people you like. Lola says, I like to talk on the telephone. It's more friendly and straight away. But not everyone has a telephone, you know, Lola. I say, who doesn't? Says Lola. Santa Claus, I say. You have to write him a special note and send it to the North Pole to tell the elves your Christmas wish. Otherwise, the elves might get your wish mixed up. I didn't know that, Charlie, says Lola. And Lola, I say, don't you want to read words? Then you will be able to read your own books and understand secret messages written on the fridge. Lola says, I know lots of secrets. I don't need to read words. I've got all my books in my head. If I can't remember, I can just make them up. There is pink milk in this fridge. But Lola, I say, what would you do if there was an ever so angry ogre who would not go to sleep unless you read him his favorite bedtime story? I don't know, Charlie. says Lola. Then Lola says, I would like to read to an ogre and count up elephants and send notes to the North Pole, but I absolutely will not ever wear a school uniform. I do not like wearing the same as other people. I say, but Lola, you won't have to wear a school uniform. At our school, you can wear whatever you like. Oh, says Lola, you wait there. I know exactly what I can wear. Well, Lola, I say, that's certainly stylish, but you cannot go to school dressed as a crocodile. Lola says, this is not a crocodile, this is an alligator. I say, you can't really go as an alligator either. Why not? Says Lola. Because alligator is for fancy, for school stripes are nice. Really? Says Lola. I like to wear stripes, says Lola, but what will I do at lunchtime? You know I will never, not ever, eat a school lunch. My sister Lola's fussy about food. I say, but Lola, you can take your very own packed lunch in your very own lunchbox. Lola says, I do not want to eat at school alone, all by myself, on my own. I say, but Lola, at the school, you'll meet lots of new friends. You can have lunch with one of them. Then Lola says, but I already have my friend, Soreen Lawrenson. I like to have lunch at home with him. Soreen Lawrenson is Lola's invisible friend. No one knows what he looks like. I say, well, Soreen Lawrenson will be going to school too. What will he do if he can't sit next to you? Oh, you're right. Soreen Lawrenson is a little slightly nervous to be at school on his own. I will absolutely have to go too, says Lola. Walking to school, Lola's all wobbly. She says Soreen Lawrenson is feeling slightly not very well. He is worried he will not be able to count numbers, do letters, and read words, and no one will talk to him, so he will be all by himself on his own. Lola, I say, it will be okay. You'll be fine. I bet you'll both have a really good time, and after school, we'll have pink milk at home. But all day, I'm worried. I don't see Lola at recess. She's nowhere at lunch. When school gets out, she's not by her peg. But then, there she is, and she's not all alone by herself. She's hopping along home with somebody else. At home, I say, Lola, I told you would have a good time. And Lola says, oh, I know, Charlie. I was not worried. It was Soreen Lawrenson who was nervous, not me. I was fine. The end. What is your favorite part of the story? My favorite part of the story is when Lola wears an alligator costume. Thank you for reading with me.